As humans, we have become very good at looking at the planet from a macro perspective, at the global big picture. We have made large-scale impacts across the world, but it is always the little things that count. We take for granted that food will always be on our table, flowers will be in our vases, and that neighbouring parks will be available every day. I'm Errol Hewett and I'm passionate about horticulture. I'm a professor of horticultural science in New Zealand and a board member of the International Society for Horticultural Science. Horticulture is pervasive. It touches every part of our daily lives. I'd like to show you a little about my world and how much horticulture permeates my life on a daily basis. Even before I wake each morning, I benefit from global horticulture. My bedding is largely plant-based. The blue colour in my pyjamas comes from indigo plants from Japan. On my bedside table is a tonic with goji berries from China or pomegranate from Iran. In the corner of my room is a peace lily from Central America, from a cultivar bred in Germany. It not only looks great, but clears the air of many environmental contaminants. Working with plant life benefits both the planet and people's well-being. The food on my table each day is sourced from right around the world. My breakfast muesli contains sunflower seeds from Russia, kiwi fruit from New Zealand or Italy, mangoes from Peru, blueberries from Canada, Californian almonds or a banana from Ecuador. This is followed by mushrooms on toast. The mushrooms come from cultivars bred in Korea. My coffee is made from Costa Rican Arabica beans. My dinner of steak and fries gives me a vitamin fix with homegrown broccoli and snow peas from Kenya, a Californian orange, and antioxidants from red grapes imported from Chile. We take it for granted that tomatoes, strawberries, bananas and oranges will be available on the supermarket shelves 24/7, 365 days of the year. And today these items have never been cheaper. Horticulture includes high-value crops that can reduce poverty, improve diets, and meet Millennium Development Goals in developing countries. On the table in my lounge is a bunch of tulips, bred in Holland and grown in Australia. Out of my window is the lawn, planted in Chewing's fescue grass, originally from England, now specially bred for New Zealand conditions. Our local streets are enhanced with flowering cherry trees, originally from Japan and propagated in a local nursery, and hebes, native to New Zealand, and yet the largest hebe nursery in the world is in Denmark. Throughout the day, all of us, in all walks of life, are unknowingly benefiting from the diversity of horticulture every living moment. My sports-mad neighbour benefits every day, playing golf on greens made possible by horticulture, drinking craft beer made possible by horticultural plant breeders, and watching football on fields made possible by horticultural turf specialists. Horticulture contributes to our health, creating environments for so many of our activities and physical enjoyment of life. Earth is a fragile and mysterious place on which we live. Man's impact on the natural environment of our planet is profound. It is staggering how much we have altered our planet over the last 200 years. Some believe that we are on a knife edge. Can we feed our exploding populations and protect our remaining biodiversity and ecosystems? Horticulture today touches almost every aspect of our lives and holds many of the solutions to the global issues we face. Let's start at the very beginning, photosynthesis. The combination of sun, carbon dioxide and water combining in photosynthesis to create plant life is the miracle that keeps us all alive. It is the one thing that makes this planet hospitable for humans. The green dynamic of plant life from cities to gardens to rural areas and wilderness, as well as that most critical aspect of our survival, cultivated crops for food. Yet tragically we waste huge volumes of food and the plants we cultivate. Enough to feed every single hungry person on earth. Without photosynthesis we are lost and quite simply will not survive. I also want to show you where I live, on beautiful Waiheke Island in Auckland, New Zealand. This little island is a shining light for horticulture, with organic food production, a boutique wine industry, and burgeoning olive groves contributing dramatic economic benefits. Waiheke produces high-value world-class wines. Our olive oils win gold medals internationally. It is essentially horticulture that has put this small South Pacific island on the world map. Horticulture is a way to work with nature to make a living. There are widespread benefits from horticultural science around the globe, hidden behind and underpinning each of these products that we observe, interact with, and consume every day. From the researcher to the educator, to the grower, to the distributor, to the retailer, to the consumer, people in every walk of life are supported by the infrastructure that is horticulture. From my home to my garden, to my park, to my ferry journey to the mainland, horticulture, local and global, shapes my world. The notion that horticulture is only about hard labour and dependent on the vagaries of climate is today redundant. Many people think of horticulture as simply being a pastime activity or hobby, like gardening. This common misconception devalues one of humanity's most significant scientific, economic, and aesthetic pursuits, horticulture and horticultural science. Producers of fruit, vegetables, flowers, plants, and those who manage parks and community spaces are highly qualified entrepreneurs, businessmen and women, and technologists using the latest science and high-tech innovation to make a better and safer world. All are underpinned by some aspect of horticultural science. From living walls to hydroponics to permaculture to biofuels, horticulture in the 21st century is a dynamic and technologically sophisticated industry that deserves its place in the sun. As the world faces environmental challenges that could take the human species to the brink of survival, horticulture will be the critical activity that sustains us, feeds us, and nurtures us in the future. Perhaps its very simplicity and ubiquitous nature has made us take growing things for granted, and this has contributed to horticulture's image problem. Throughout the world, we need more horticultural graduates. We need increased and sustainable research and development budgets. We must cherish and preserve world-renowned horticultural science departments. No matter where we live, we must all tell students, parents, educators and politicians that horticulture is an imperative for people's livelihoods and health. Careers in horticulture are exciting and rewarding with a myriad of different avenues available. We must all ensure that politicians, university managers and high-level economic advisors understand the economic and social importance of the sustainable production of high-value horticultural crops in their countries. Today's students are tomorrow's leaders. We must champion leadership, as it will be essential nationally and internationally for horticulture to thrive and grow as it must. Every one of us has a major responsibility to tell the world what we do and why it is so important to humankind, now and into the future. We must all promote our profession with its diversity and its economic, social and nutritional importance, using our knowledge, our experience, our passion and our love. The International Society for Horticultural Science has prepared Harvesting the Sun to illustrate the diversity and dynamism of horticulture. All 7,500 ISHS members have received their free copy. It will be freely available to international agencies such as FAO, the World Bank, the Asian Development Bank and others, as well as government leaders, educators, parents and children. It is freely available online. I invite every one of you to become a champion for horticulture, to share your passion and love for horticulture with all, and promote the great benefits that accrue from harvesting something that we can rely on as sure as day follows night, the sun.